All right. Hey, everybody. Appreciate you all being here today at USA Crypto Group for this AMA session with Buy the Dip. Buy the Dip is a community-driven token on the Binance Smart Chain with deflationary features that pays out static rewards. As we in the crypto space know, Buy the Dip is a strategy of buying cryptocurrencies cheap after a sharp drop in price. Buy the Dip wants to take away the fear of falling prices from the investors and encourage them to buy the dips. Today we have Phil representing Buy the Dip. Good to see you again, Phil. If you could start off with giving us a bit of background on yourself and the team and their experience in the space. The floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mike. It's a pleasure to share this stage once again with you and speak about one project that I represented in the past and I'm representing them today. It's the Buy the Dip team. A quick note on myself. Who am I? I'm Phil, located in the beautiful country of Austria in Europe. I'm a believer into blockchain technology and especially Bitcoin since around 2017. Sadly, I was one that was FOMOing the tops and I had to suffer through bear markets. But in 2020, I decided to give crypto more of a serious approach, and I joined the space full time and I started to work for projects, and I started to involve myself in communities just like yours. And I am also helping to run one of the biggest communities in Germany. Some would say I'm like a co-partner of William Wallet, the owner of the Brave launch, but I'm definitely the voice over there. So I also do these AMAs. And some time ago, the Buy the Dip team reached out to me and asked me if I could help them with their AMAs, with their presentations of the project. Since we're from the same region, from the German-speaking region, and sometimes it's a little bit hard for people that are not that used in their daily life to speak English. This is a common thing. And after looking into the people behind and some of my friends verifying their seriousness about the approach that they take and also about the safety for the people involved, I decided to give it a shot and represent them. So I spoke for them several times in the past, and I'm also doing it today. And I hope that I will represent them in a way that you can do your best research on the project and maybe decide to become an investor and a community member.
Awesome. Appreciate that insight there, Phil. All right, let's get into Buy the Dip. I'll let you present it how you'd like to present it. We can follow up with a few questions.
Perfect. So when we talk about Buy the Dip, first of all, we need to talk about the people behind. Me as an investor, I often scout for good teams. Well, there needs to be a great idea. I don't question this by any means, but there also needs to be a capable team, a founding team, people that want to build something and are not in just for a quick flip. And I found out that this team was actually found in the VIP community of a very famous German YouTuber. These people got to know each other there, and they decided that they want to run a project together, try it out themselves, get their feet wet in the token space, but with a very long-term approach and with an eye on security for investors. So there are a few key people involved with the project. There is Chris. He's kind of an all-rounder in the project. There is Daniel. He's the designer. There is Mario. He takes care of marketing and the content creation. And there are two more all-rounders, Petrit and Dennis, who support the project in all the regards. It doesn't matter if it's regarding community management or marketing, or for example, I got sent the documents that they provided me to prepare myself for the AMA from these people. and there is another web designer that takes care of their website, but doesn't have much to do with the token team. And they do have a few points on their roadmap already accomplished. So they structured it in a phase way, and from phase 1 to phase 4, they already have a few map points that they can tick. They have, for example, partnerships. They even have a Launchpad partnership. This Launchpad is backing the project in terms of marketing, and they can also do AMAs there or Telegram posts. And they also work together with a lot of established German Telegram communities. So they are community members there. Sometimes when I do my AMAs on the Brave launch, I see one of the By the Dip teams listening to it, and they're just nice people you see around, and you get to know them and you get to know the project, even though that a lot of people are not invested into the project. Basically everybody in the German community knows about the guys, so they do a very good job in terms of connecting with communities, building bridges, and getting people involved in this way. Initially, I think you read the idea of By the Dip. So we are talking about the meme project. They decided to, after they found this team, they decided that they want to take the meme approach, and they have, sorry guys, it's very cold in Austria right now, and I got a little bit of a dry throat. So they took the meme approach. This was the way going forward, and they also wanted to distribute rewards. That's why they went with a reward token as well. So they give rewards in Toncoin to their community to incentivize holding, and they also have certain other incentives to holders. For example, if you're in the top 20 of the holders list, then you will get also airdropped by the team from time to time with rewards. They did this several times already in the past. The team also always takes care of the healthiness of the project in terms of sustaining the price. They did buybacks, and they also burned supply. But when I say to sustain the price, we definitely speak long term, because these are measures that they buy back tokens from the market. So they hold these tokens, they buy supply, so they try to decrease the tokens on the market, and this is something that could result long term in price appreciation. We're not talking about pumping the chart and just burning the money that they need to furtherly develop the brand By the Dip and to market the brand By the Dip, so they are wise when doing this and not just burning their money. They also run several community activities, like, for example, they do buying competition or they do gaming competitions. They also had AMAs at the Launchpad partner and in other Telegram communities, and they got posted a lot in the German space and also got backed by some of the groups there. Something that is right now on the way and that people can be excited about when we talk about By the Dip is that they just recently restructured their team a little bit. A few of the team members had to leave their positions because of private reasons, and they got a few new guys involved. So there is fresh blood in the team, and they are preparing a push on the marketing end. They want to start with the upcoming week to actively promote the project. When I say actively promote, I mean that they will go out there and will book posts and will get also the project on trendings to make it shine, because they do promote the project a lot. But since we're always in for the long run when we speak about By the Dip, they also pick a long-term approach on this, and they started to list the project basically everywhere where you can list the project. And with this strategy, they want to spread awareness around the project. It's a very old school approach, but it's definitely something that you can give it a shot, especially as a meme token, to just be everywhere. And when your community grows and grows and gets stronger and stronger, you can send them out to rate these pages and to upvote you and to do their part, because obviously you can have a very strong team and you can have very decent marketing actions. But with a meme coin, there is always a community needed to really make it shine and to make it perform in this crazy way, like we saw in the past with big meme coins like Shiba, Pepe, or other meme currencies, or the OG, the Doge. And therefore, they built a foundation so they are ready when the masses come, and they can lead their community to these pages and be visible on there. And talking about the community, this is also something that the team told me before this AMA. They experience a lot of growth on their social media channels. They have several hundred people, both on Telegram and on Twitter, that they are reaching out to, that they are actively posting to with content. And I'm just right now, I'm sorry, right now they are messaging me already with news that I also should put into this AMA. So I have to read that on a later time. But let me continue. Like we were talking about a social media following, so they're definitely always there. And this is also something that I appreciate about the By the Dip team. They're very reactive when it comes to my questions. For example, if I have a question and I reach out to one of them, I get an answer very fast, and communication is easy. Same, I imagine, is with their community. They're pretty close with the German community, especially, but I guess they are also very passionate about their own community and very close to people, easy to reach, easy people to work with. From the beginning on, they were very transparent with the things that they did. And this resulted in a core community that they right now built. And I think a lot of us have seen it, that as soon as this core community is there and that people start to get active and to spread awareness around the project with their friends and in their groups and communities, there can be this cult-like following that starts to push the project. And then if you have a team like this, you're set for war. Like you can do some serious damage because you have somebody that was there working all the time from launch during dips, and they were always reaching out also for advice and how to bring the project to new heights. So if they get the backing from the community, they are in the perfect position to do well, and to make people a lot of money, because that's what people that invest in meme coins are into. You can do your research on this team. Just get into their Telegram channel, follow their Twitter, get into a conversation with them, and you will find out relatively easy that they are serious about By the Dip, that they are constantly building, and that they are always keeping their people updated. And they are also spreading actively the word about the project. You see it at AMAs like today. I consider this the bread and butter of marketing, to always speak to communities. But a lot of German projects, they have the issue of the language barrier, and they don't have a spokesperson, and they completely focus their efforts on the German community and try to attract as many people as possible there. And I really like the international approach that Dennis and the guys picked, and they pushed By the Dip from the beginning on, not only in their hometown, but across the world, and wanted to attract a lot of community members from all over the world. I saw also people that I worked with in the past in their Telegram. I know one of the mods that is helping them out. So I know that every community member is in good hands, and they are friendly and nice people out there that take care of them if you have any questions regarding the project. Something that we can mention on this at this time, and therefore I'm gonna open up the website of the project, is their taxation. So they do have a token tax. Like I mentioned before, they do give 5% in rewards in Toncoin. And right now I'm checking the token tax. Once I knew it, right now I can't remember it, but it should be somewhere on the website, most likely in the white paper. Give me one quick moment and I'm gonna check on it, because this is a main point of the project, this reward system that they have, because this is unique. They have a very different way of dealing with taxes, because they have a positive buying tax, which means in general, if you buy a token which has a buying tax, then you pay the tax. But in the case of buy the dip, to encourage people to actually buy the dip and jump into the red and make it green, they give you tokens on top. So they give you 2% on buys, and they have a sell tax of 12%, where they give out 5% in rewards, 2% will go to the liquidity pool, and 5% of that sell tax goes to the marketing wallet. So they can sustain the project long term, and they have the funds to build it. And this was something very funny. And I didn't hear about the concept like this before, where you have like that positive tax that is there to incentivize buy-ins. And I asked them whom they work with as a developer. And if I remember correctly, their contract is done by Reinhard. Reinhard is a rather well-known developer in the German community. He's respected for his work. He was the dev of a few contracts that were pretty new on the market and that even resulted in trends. So also a solid pick on their end on the on the on the developer they chose. And yeah, right now they are always trying to get more partners on board and to spread awareness. And something that I want to mention before I also want to ask you, Mike, if you have any questions for me, is that they are currently trying to push the project in a very different direction, and that they are planning to implement new things. And I really can't give any details, because they didn't give me any details. They told me they will announce something, and it will be something good, something that will bring them forward. This is to be expected in the near future. So if you wanna see where the journey goes with Buy the Dip, then I would advise you to check into their Telegram group, because I think there you can find information the fastest way possible, and you can also always interact with the team. And if you're a Twitter person, that's fine as well. They have a Twitter where they tweet out regularly, so you can also stay up to date there. So let me check what the guys are texting me. They're on fire right now. Dennis is in my DMs with a few messages. Give me one moment, please. I'm just gonna read what he's telling me, and I'm making sure that I didn't forget anything.
Yeah, sure, no problem, Phil. You know, it's good to see always Dennis too. He's been in USA Crypto Group for a little while now as well, and we always appreciate his enthusiasm into USA Crypto Group as well. Good to see you, Dennis. I know you're in here somewhere. But while you're reading that, Phil, here too, just to touch on the taxes here. Yes, it is a very unique aspect to have a negative tax. Now, that's on the buys, you said, of 2%, where your 2% is a negative tax, where you actually will get in excess of 2% tokens on every buy. For your sell tax, you said that's 12%, which goes 5% to reflections. 2% is added to the liquidity pool on every sell, and also 5% is going directly to their marketing wallet. One question I
Yes.
didn't have you, Phil, is what was the reasoning behind, and what do you think is going to be the advantages of choosing the Ton coin as the reflected?
Well, the reason behind was that they didn't want to go with reflections in the native token because it just results in people holding tremendous bags, and it's better for people to just decide if they want to sell off the rewards in another currency and then potentially buy the dip with the money that they make from the rewards, and or just keep holding that other currency. And they chose it because Ton coin initially, correct me if I'm wrong, was a Telegram native currency, and they developed into a community ran project, and this inspired the guys. They admired the project for the success that it has, and they wanted their community to profit from a potential price appreciation of that particular currency within the next run. So you never know. Maybe you invest the bag into buy the dip, you accumulate some Ton coin, and the project pumps in the next run, and you make great money on it. So they are also just right now messaging me the answers to that question, and basically I think I touched it because Toncoin was heavily Telegram related, and it's what they want us to be as well, like a community project that grew from Telegram and challenges the world.
Okay, yeah, well said there. And yeah, they did start off there on Telegram way back now. And quite the development that they've had over the years too. Here, I think they're pushing up to. Last time I looked, it was in the top 20 or 30 coins there, so they're doing very well. Next question here, Phil, is about. Let's get into total supply. Do you happen to have that number in front of you there?
In what?
By the dip?
At the total supply?
Yes, total supply.
Yeah, the total supply is, oh my God, now we run into an issue because I think my capabilities of giving you big numbers in English, this will never work if I try this out. So let me do it in another way. They have 15 digits.
15 digits. I think that's what.
Starting with a 9.
1 trillion, I think that is there.
I'm very sorry. Can I post it somewhere? But I can also not copy it from the website. I just wanted to post it into the group. Let me check. Let me open the project on a screener. Then I should be able to give you the correct answer. Yes, there I can copy it. I'm very sorry. This is something that I never got right. I think my English is kind of decent, at least good enough to speak for most German projects. Okay, I can't even send it. Let me send it in your DMs, Mike.
Sure.
There
Actually,
you
I'll
go.
send that right over. Let's see. I'll copy that.
So what is it? Can you tell me as a professional?
All right, there we go. I just posted that into there. Okay, it looks like we have a 1 trillion supply there.
Around that. Very creative number.
Just under there. All right. Let me come back to where I just was here, Phil. All right, let's move on to the roadmap here, Phil. I know we touched on a little bit earlier, what has been completed so far, but let's take it to the next step here. Let's talk about the private sale. What was the private sale? How long ago was it? And how much was raised?
The private sale is already quite some time gone. I think it was a maximum contribution of 0.25. Like, yeah, Yeah, 0.025 BNB per investor, and they raised around 10-ish BNB, so not a lot of money. And they also vested the tokens. Let me check. He sent me the vesting schedule earlier today. So yeah. So they had a private sale, and they will airdrop these private sale people 33% at a time, and this 3 times in 4 weeks until they gave them out all the tokens. They decided to go with that vesting schedule because they wanted to not have any negative impact of private sale investors in the early days. They just wanted to show to people that they're actually in for the long run, and also to show the newcomers to the community that the initial backers and providers of the liquidity and start capital of the project, that they are in for the long run and that they accept a vesting on their tokens. So these are like the core community members. I know a few of them because of in my German community, a few people invested into the project. I think that this was just a mandatory step for them to do in terms to make it work. And yeah, I'm just checking if there are any more informations that he gave me on the private sale. He just texted me that they will always inform the community in advance to all actions taken in terms of airdrops or anything else token related. So they are very strict on the tokens that they work with. So if you're a community member, you will always know first.
100%. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Dennis did actually put there it is. One of the most recent pins there had a nice update of all of that stuff there with the vesting schedule for the private sale tokens. And let's see, from Wednesday to Wednesday, they're going to be starting a new marketing campaign. So some new things are on the way. Very exciting. Let's see.
Yeah, they're always out there spreading the word, always busy.
So it looks like they have a audit from Fusion Tech here, Phil. Can you tell me a little bit about the audit here? Was there any findings that needed to be resolved?
I don't know about any issues with the contract. They got that audit. I'm just trying. Oh, okay, it's not clickable. I thought it's clickable and linked, but somehow maybe Dennis can send me in DM the link to the audit. Dennis, do you have the link to the audit for me? Just give me one moment.
Sure.
I don't want to give you any incorrect information, but just give Dennis a moment. I guess he will send it to me straight over. I personally always appreciate when projects do audits, but I don't know how you see things, Mike. In general, I also don't trust audits as a research anymore, or like as a security layer, because we all know even audited projects did shady stuff in the past. So it's still the person behind the controls and not the contract.
Yes, yeah, 100% definitely right there, Phil. But I still, use all traditional methods, with reading the audits, going through the website, checking out the community. Like you said earlier, the community is very big on being able to push a nice project to the future. While you're waiting for that answer there. Or do you get that,
just
Phil?
sent me the audit release, and their contract is low risk. The safety overview, there are no critical, no major, no medium or minor risks, and one informational risk. And I can also, if you want to, I can also send you over the audit report. So expect it in a second in your DMs. And there it is. And everybody can look through the audit. Just always do your research. It doesn't matter which project, always do your research, always use everything that you have available.
Let me just put this back into the group here as well. There we go.
I just answered Dennis because Dennis would love to me show you my screen because they want you guys to see the chart. Sadly, I'm not at my main setup today, so I can't share my screen. But I hope that a lot of you guys actually check out the chart also of the project. It sustained price pretty well. And it could be one of these sleeper projects where the team puts a lot of love and effort into before it actually comes alive and suddenly out of nowhere creates a new all-time high. So I hope that's the case for Buy the Dip, because right now it looks like the chart is at a turning point. Maybe it's a good time to enter the project and get involved, be part of the community. You see it yourself. They are quite some time in the market, and still they are holding price above the pre-sale or above the launch price. So with overall crypto markets getting more and more newbies as well again in recent days with price appreciation in Bitcoin, there could always be the chance that they attract a lot of eyes and that out of nowhere suddenly the project explodes again like it did initially when they launched it.
Yeah, I just shared the chart over here, Phil, so you could speak on it like when you were just going there. It looks like their all-time high from listing was just over 9x, and they're sitting about almost a 2x now from pre-sale price.
Yeah, I mean, how many meme projects do you know that are actually in for the long run? I think most meme projects that I saw in recent days, they are either in for a week or they pump like once and they are gone. But they really show that they want to build and that they want to keep doing what they do currently.
100%, Phil. Now let me take this off here. And let's talk about futures here, Phil. What's next for Buy the Dip?
Well, you mentioned it before. They have a marketing strategy upcoming that they want to use to get new people involved. Something that is also recently happened is the switch in team members. And I mentioned it earlier, there is young blood involved. There are people involved that are hungry and want to work for their bags. So there are definitely good times ahead. But I can't give you any clear information yet because they want to use the advantage, the momentum that the surprise for the community can create to market in a correct way and to have the best outcome for their marketing push.
All right. Let me just come back to what I was just saying here, Phil. All right, Phil. Well, let's talk about some of the partnerships. I know that Buy the Dip has DxSale and a few others. Can you speak on some of the partnerships that you guys have secured?
Yeah, they have the DxSale partnership and they support them with recent AMAs, and like it's maybe not an official partnership, but they are also part of the VIP community of a very well-known German influencer and YouTuber. And they currently work on expanding their partnership program. They also take part in community activities and communities in the German space. And they are relatively new to things like building a partnership program and building a token project. Dennis just sent me in DMs like we're on it, but it's something that we really want to prioritize in the future for expansion or growth. But during this initial period of getting their feet wet and also getting their team to the point where they need to be right now, they did not find the time to really give it the attention it needs. But now in the future, this is something that they want to focus on to really bring in more and more solid partners, long-term partners, and partners that they can work on for quite some time, and just introduce their community to their partners and the other way around, and both parties win.
Very good, very good. Just to correct myself earlier too, I seen an extra decimal there. It is a 1 quadrillion total supply. I mistakenly said.
Nah, I'm sorry, Mike. That's not in the tank for me.
No worries, no worries. All right, Phil. Well, I mean, is there anything else that we did miss on Buy the Dip?
There are small details. It's always hard if you just speak for a project and you're not actually in the team working with them on a daily basis, know about in depth about everything. So we definitely missed out on stuff. But I know that they are very close with their community. So if you want to know in detail, and if I did a good job in presenting the project and you want to give it a shot, support the German team that is definitely safe and won't run away with your money. Earn some rewards at the same time. And you never know what happens. Then you will know first when you are in the community. Beside that, I think everything mandatory is mentioned. Let's give Dennis a shot. Maybe Dennis, is there something that we should mention at the end of the AMA that we missed in the presentation part? Let's see. Give him a moment. He's typing. Okay, Dennis agrees. Dennis thinks we presented everything. Just to sum it up, German team, they got to know each other in the VIP community. They are well known in the German community now as a team. They launched quite some time ago. They're on BSC. They are a reward token. They do have a very creative way of their token design, a token text design. So you will end up with more tokens that you would have bought for the money with the buy tax, and you do have a sell tax that gives you a nice little passive income in Toncoin if the project has decent volume, obviously. And beside that, they have an audit. They have a partnership program that they're working on. Something maybe. They also want to work on their website. They want to bring something new in terms of their website at one point. So this is also something that the community can look forward to. They have a great moderation team that helps them in their daily business and answers all the questions of the community. And I think that's basically it as a short summary at the end. And let's see what Dennis is typing. They developed a new concept that they want to implement in the next weeks or in the upcoming days. There will be a lot of interesting stuff and new stuff. And he said also what I said before, that they don't want to give out any details yet. They just want to teaser stuff. They want to get the community's eyes and attention, and then start with a bang and really make a comeback and push for a new all-time high.
Very good, Phil. Very good. I appreciate the presentation today, brother. Do you think you'll be able to take any questions from the community, or should we direct those to the Telegram group?
We can do however you guys want it. We can do definitely community questions. I really hope I can answer them to the full extent. So guys, be aware. I do have most facts, but I also do have Dennis on the line. So yeah, definitely. Let's go for community questions.
Alrighty, let me see here. I'm just going through these right now as well. I have picked out a few of them here. Some of them are already answered. This one is coming in from Mark. Community tokens often rely on a strong narrative and strong shared belief in the project vision. How does By the Dip plan to cultivate a shared culture and narrative that resonates with its community? And what platforms or channels are you looking to use to foster the community interaction?
Well, first of all, I also have a question. Did you ever buy the dip together with a group of people and pump a chart and bring it to a new all-time high? In my opinion, that's like one of the first things that you learn in crypto, like is buy the dips, get your position in at the lowest price possible and profit off the price appreciation that follows these dips. So the narrative is there. The platforms that they work on right now is Telegram and Twitter, and they also do quite a good job. Like they are connected with a lot of rooms already, and they're reaching out to more and more groups. And yes, it is a meme project. It definitely is a meme project, and like I said in my presentation, there will always be a role that the community plays in that project. So if the community supports them and pushes with them, then they will be successful. And I think that the community has a fair offer from a fair team in this case, because a lot of times, you know how project teams treat their community, and they're just dishonest with them, or they just abandon their communities. And this is not the case with By the Dip. These people are loyal with their community. They run this for the long run, and they want to make it work.
Very well, very good. Next community question here is, let's see, from you, the name you, regarding the token reward system. This is talking about the 5% Toncoin payout. The question is about how the payout works. Is this reflection on every single sales paid out immediately, or is there a threshold that needs to get met?
Oh, Mike, you ask me questions. I guess it will be a threshold. I'm not 100% sure. I think it is a threshold. Let me ask Dennis. Dennis, is there a contract sell on every sell, or is there a contract sell after a few sells and you accumulate until a certain threshold in your contract? Mike, I have to admit I'm not a tech guy at all. Okay, he wants me to ask in German. Also, wird bei euch nach jedem Verkauf verkauft im Contract für die Rewards, oder sammelt der Contract die Rewards und verkauft dann einmal einen größeren Amount? He's typing. I'm switching. Yeah, okay. So the contract is accumulating. It's not selling on every sell. I think this is also not that much of a great concept if the contract sells on every sell, because if you look at the transaction history, then you will see a lot of red, even though when the chart goes up. So I think that's like a psychological thing, that it's better if the contract accumulates tokens and then sells them off from time to time, rather than selling on each sell.
You're well said, Phil, and thank you, Dennis, for that. Next community question here is about the BSC. Why BSC was chosen, and is there any plans to go on to any further networks such as Ethereum?
Well, you know, BSC and reward coins go very well with each other because of the lower gas fees. It does, with their all into rewards and reflections approach, it's just easier for people to get something out of these rewards if you do it on BSC and you don't burn your money on ETH spending on gas. So this is I guess the main reason why they picked BSC, and we all know BSC can be a monster. There can be a lot of volume on BSC as well. So even though that the community shifts more and more to Ethereum, don't underestimate BSC projects. I saw a lot of BSC projects fly again because uh, you have this herd mentality in investors. They hear about, let's say, Solana. Solana is hyped right now, so everybody has their eyes on Solana and it tries to make money there. But if 5 people try to sell on you on Solana, you will not make profit. And sometimes you experience something that the OGs of a chain, they stick with their chain and they still make great returns, even though everybody says BSC is dead. I have friends making good money on BSC, and I have also projects doing well on BSC. But I don't know if they have any plan to migrate or to open up trading or liquidity pools on other blockchains. So Dennis, do you plan to expand to other networks, or do you want to run by the dip solo on BSC? So he has no plans or intentions right now to do that, and he wants to build on BSC. But in the long run, you never know. Sometimes projects make that decision, and it's even not that great. They do better if they just focus all their attention on one blockchain, on one community, and maybe wait until a very mature stage until they approach like topics like multi-chain or opening liquidity pools on other blockchains.
Very good. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Dennis, as well. I'll just take one more question here for you, Phil. Here, this is a question that I ask every team that rolls on in, and maybe Dennis can answer this one as well. If you could choose one part of the development of By the Dip, what would you say was the most difficult part developing By the Dip? What was the hardest thing you've had to develop on it?
So Dennis, I hope you heard the question. I'm waiting for your answer because I can't answer that one, but it's a good one. I need to remember it. Okay, he asked me to translate to German. Mike, the hardest part of development within the process of By the Dip.
Correct.
Okay, also Dennis, die Frage ist, was war für euch oder für dich so der härteste Teil beim Development oder bei der Entwicklung oder bei dem Verlauf von By the Dip bisher? So let's see. He's typing. And to all the people out there that never ran a project, there are always challenges, and challenges are part of the process, and that's a good thing. So never fear challenges, and if you run your first project, there are especially a lot on the way, but it also shows the ones dedicated to our space. So he told me that basically everything was hard, and I think that's a very honest answer and a very cool one, because he just texted me that they are new to running project, and everything was hard and everything was a first time experience, but they are also working very hard, and they wanna deliver as good as possible to their community, be fair with the people that they work together, be fair with the partners that they have, and just be a nice project to have around. A project that people speak highly of, that is known for trustworthiness, and that is known for a team that, although that they were young and new in the space, that they always tried to deliver for their holders.
I can appreciate that. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Dennis. Yeah, being a first project, there's a lot to learn for sure, and definitely, appreciate the honesty there for that, Dennis. I guess, with that being it, Phil, we're going to direct any further questions from the community to head on over to the By the Dip Telegram. Ask any other questions you'd like to be answered on over there. And we're going to pin your Telegram group here back in the chat just in a few minutes here. But do you have any final words for us, Phil?
Well, do I have final words for you, Mike? Hopefully not. I always enjoy being here. Thank you so much for having me, and to your community and the Buy the Dip community. Thank you very much for listening to me. I know it's sometimes a little bit hard to follow somebody that is not directly involved, but is representing the project. So I hope I did a good job on that end and everything was clear. But if you do have questions, I do know that the guys are just waiting for you. They are there with open arms, and you can ask whatever you want. So that's definitely no issue if you didn't get anything, didn't get something. I hope you got at least something in my presentation. So thank you very much for your attention, and we all know that time is the most valuable goods, so I don't want to time rug you any further. Thank you, Mike, for having me, and now there is nothing left to say beside buy the dip, guys, and support projects that are in for the long run.
Thank you, Phil, for that presentation today, brother, and we hope to see you back soon here. Always good to see you, Phil. With that being said, we're going to turn it over, and I'm going to share my screen for the giveaway here. Not sure what time it is where you are, Phil. You can stay if you'd like.
Yeah, sure. I stay a little bit with you guys before I leave. It's getting late here.
What time is it?
It's 11 p.m.
Oh, still early, right in the day. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my afternoon snack soon, so it's getting late afternoon for crypto.
Yeah.
What's the time
All
for
right.
you, Mike? Are you
Just
a
about.
morning person?
I'm on the East Coast here, Massachusetts, in USA. So it's just about 5 o'clock, 2 minutes prior. Still very early. Plenty of day left.
Okay, that's nice.
So I got the screen shared up here of the wheel. I took down everybody's name today, and we're going to shuffle this up and grab a $20 winner. And while this is spinning, I'd like to let everybody know that we do have a $25 Twitter giveaway going on. Just go like, retweet, drop a comment there. We'll be picking a winner tomorrow. Now, Phil and Dennis, after this is over, I'm going to upload this to YouTube, and we're going to get you both a copy of the YouTube, where we're also going to have an additional $15 opportunity for the community to hop on and go like and drop a comment, and we'll pick in that winner as well tomorrow. Now, it looks like we have Otto. Congratulations, Otto, for our $20 winner on the wheel today. And that is it for the wheel. Let me unshare my screen here. Phil, I'm going to thank you again. Dennis, thank you for the quick answers on everything as well. And that is it for Buy the Dip and USA Crypto Group today. And we thank you all for coming out. And I've pinned the community to Buy the Dip back into the group. So go join in, be part of the community, and ask any further questions you'd like to be answered. And we will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.